Congratulations! $10 million is landing in your account. Open now, Archangel Michael says. Breathe in and steady your heart, because a door you prayed for has opened in the quiet between your thoughts. He says a message is crossing the threshold of your life, riding on light like a comet with your name engraved upon it. He says the number is not a dream, $10 million, prepared to move toward you as surely as morning moves toward dawn. Your name vibrates through the halls of destiny like a bell that finally found its courage. You thought the weight had dulled your edges, but the opposite happened. Pressure turned you into a key. Today that key slides into the highest lock you've faced, and the tumblers fall with a promising click. On an ordinary day, in an ordinary hour, a chain of the extraordinary was set in motion. Someone far away, with a mind trained to launch ideas into the upper air, remembered an old vow to reward boldness. That remembrance turned into an instruction, and that instruction began its quiet travel to you. Archangel Michael says, opportunity rarely knocks, it tends to slip in through the door you left ajar with your faith. You left that door open on nights when sleep could not hold you, and you whispered your future into the dark. The dark listened, and sent your words back changed into light. 10 million is not just a number, it is a responsibility arriving dressed in celebration. It is breath for your dreams and rain for your fields. It is also weight, and weight trains you to walk with a steadier step. He shows me your phone lighting up at a strange hour, not to startle you but to wake your courage. A message sits there like a sealed envelope in a royal hand. It asks you to read with clear eyes, because clarity is the only passport you need. You won't chase it, it will meet you where you already stand. Like water finding the riverbed, it knows your banks, your turns, your narrow passes. It recognizes your heart by the way it does not flinch anymore. In one future, you ignore the nudge, and the window shuts with a sigh. In another, the one being offered now, you reach out and say a clean yes. That yes becomes the bridge between intention and arrival. Archangel Michael says, you have been rehearsing this moment without knowing it. Every time you kept going when the ground fell away, you learned to walk on the invisible. Every time you gave when you barely had enough, you proved to the future that you could be trusted with more. A name moves around this story like lightning around a cloud, Elon Musk, a figure who builds where others hesitate. The point is not the celebrity of a man but the direction of a decision. A decision turned a river toward your field, and water is indifferent to doubt. Gifts do not come empty, they come with assignments that match your shoulders. Your assignment is not consumption, but creation. Your assignment is to multiply relief, not just your comfort. He shows me ledgers turning into letters, numbers becoming narratives, zeros becoming doors. He shows me you drawing circles around people you promised to help when it finally happened. This, he says, is the it. First you will feel the change in your body, like warm air entering a cold room. Then your home will feel larger without new walls. Then your days will feel longer without more hours. People will call with congratulations and with advice you didn't ask for. Smile at kind hearts and let noise fall to the floor. Your ears now are for signals, not static. Archangel Michael says, keep your spine soft but your boundaries strong. Gold attracts hands, and not every hand is safe. Love many, trust carefully, verify everything. There is a difference between a miracle and a mirage. A miracle asks you to step forward, a mirage asks you to run in circles. You will know the difference by how peaceful your courage feels. You will not need to chase screenshots or whisper to strangers. What's yours arrives with your name spelled correctly the first time. What's yours remembers your middle name and the street where your perseverance was born. Some will say it's too much, too sudden, too impossible. They forgot that seeds spend most of their time unseen. When a tree appears, it looks sudden only to those who did not water it. He places a pen in your hand, not to sign away anything, but to sign things into being. You will write new terms for your time, your attention, your generosity. You will write letters that reduce distances into moments. $10 million can live 1,000 lives. In your hands it will feed ideas that feed families. It will sponsor courage in places where courage has been expensive. You will remember your own late fees, the dreams you delayed, the talents you asked to wait. Go back and pay them first, with interest made of joy. Invite them home, tell them the lights are on now. Archangel Michael says, no more shrinking to fit rooms that were never built for your height. No more apologizing for wanting the scale of a life that matches your capacity. Wear your future like a jacket tailored in the quiet by God's own steady hand. The bank notification is not the end of the story, it is the opening curtain. Act 1 is gratitude that moves like a river. Act 2 is structure, plans, protection, professionals, patience. Choose advisors who speak in clarity, not cleverness. Choose teams who show their work and honor your pace. Choose agreements that still feel right after the applause fades. Remember the smell of the rooms where you had nothing but hunger and hope. Return to those rooms and install windows. Let the next travelers find light already waiting for them. Do not fix what is not broken, but strengthen what held under pressure. Your grit was a bridge and a teacher. Keep both, replace only the fear that used to drive them. He reminds you that joy can be loud and still be holy. Laugh at your table until your chest opens. Let your laughter be the drum that calls the future into a dance. Create a scholarship named after the version of you who refused to quit. Endow it with the interest of your gratitude. Let your victory hire more victories. Your home will learn new sounds, the hush of relief, the rustle of opportunity. Open a room for ideas and treat them like guests who traveled far. Give them tea, give them time, give them a calendar. Archangel Michael says, abundance carries tempo. Walk to it, don't sprint, let discipline set the metronome. Slow is smooth and smooth becomes fast. Each morning, ask your day what only you can do. Each afternoon, guard your attention like a sacred garden. Each evening, count impact instead of pennies. Forgive yourself for the times you thought small to survive. Those were winter thoughts, and winter has stepped aside. Spring has longer arms, let it hold you. Write a letter to the doubter who used your name in their mouth like a problem. Seal it with kindness you can now afford. Send it to the wind knows the address. 10 million will reveal old habits camouflaged as personality. Replace the ones that were built on scarcity's instructions. Keep the ones that were carved by courage's hand. You will discover that rich is a language, and you are already fluent in meaning. Meaning says, do not buy trophies, build tools. Meaning says, do not fund noise, fund notes that turn into songs for others. There will be offers wearing the clothes of urgency. Let them wait in the lobby of your discernment. Only open the door for patience dressed in clarity. Archangel Michael says, keep your heart near simple things. Fresh bread. Warm sun. Hands you trust. Work that ends the day with a satisfied kind of tired. Let simple things keep your wealth human. The moment will come when you're alone and it all feels too large to hold. Breathe the way you were taught by nights that did not break you. Remember that you learned to carry galaxies while everyone thought you were carrying groceries. A gift multiplies the person who receives it. Let it multiply your generosity, not your ego. Let it multiply your freedom, not your distance from others. Some will say you changed, you did. You changed into your true size. Invite them to grow with you, but do not climb back into the small rooms to prove your love. He places a map on your table with roads you've never taken. Half of them lead outward to people who need what you've learned. Half of them lead inward to the rooms of your own soul that got locked during storms. Spend money on education like a farmer spends water on a field, wisely and consistently. Spend attention on your peace like a medic tends a wound, with clean hands and focus. Spend time on your legacy like a sculptor with granite, patiently, relentlessly, lovingly. You are not buying a new life. You are funding the one you were always meant to live. Let your decisions echo beyond your calendar. Let your quiet become an instrument that tunes the rooms you enter. Remember the little lists you kept in your pocket when the world could not see you. Find them and check boxes with tears in your eyes. Save one box unchecked to remind you that you are still becoming. Archangel Michael says, tell your future where to sit at your table. Do not let fear assign the seats. Name the chairs after courage, wisdom, patience, and joy. Simplicity will become your luxury. Clarity will become your status. Peace will become your currency. Friends who loved you before all this will become even dearer. Bring them close and tell the old stories again. Let their laughter turn the new house into a home. Your bank app will become a window, not a mirror. Do not stare at numbers until they stare back. Open the window and let the air move through your plans. Write timelines that respect both your hunger and your health. Fund rest like you fund effort. Protect your sleep like a priceless contract. There will be a day when you stand in a place you once had to Google to believe it existed. Look up and say thank you to the silence. Then look around and ask the place what it needs from you. 10 million is a teacher that speaks softly but expects homework turned in on time. Turn in projects that outlive trends. Turn in kindness that outlasts your name. When storms return, and they will, quietly or loud, remember that you now own roofs you can open to the rain without fear. Rain is only a threat to unprepared rooms. Your rooms are prepared. Archangel Michael says, document your journey with mercy. Tell the truth about the days you almost quit. Tell the truth about the hands that pulled you back to shore. Bring your younger self to the front row of your life. Let them see the stage they dreamed about. Let them take a bow with you. At some point you will wonder if it was all a test. Perhaps, but tests are not traps, they are mirrors that reveal your form. You held your form when it mattered. Keep a small notebook for bright ideas that arrive unannounced. Greatness often knocks softly. Meet it at the door with shoes on. Archangel Michael says, the transfer is not only money, it is authority to rewrite your story. It is permission you no longer need anyone to sign. It is the starting gun you thought would never fire. Do not confuse motion with progress or noise with celebration. Progress is feet on ground with a map in hand. Celebration is a song you can still hear when the speakers are off. Every gift must become a garden. Plant 10 million seeds and let their grandchildren shade someone else's heat. That is how numbers become names. You will learn the art of saying no like a gentle gate. Not a wall, not a weapon, just a thoughtful entrance. Let your no protect your yes. This moment is not luck, it is alignment, arrangement, assignment. It is the convergence of your training and grace with an unlikely messenger. It is the day the universe nods and says, at last. There will be critics who insist on a plot twist that leaves you empty. But redemption is the twist, and generosity is the genre. Let them read another book if they cannot read this one. Archangel Michael says, the light that lifted you will keep you. Stay near it. Let it teach you the choreography of calm power. Make your giving strategic and your gratitude specific. Feed systems, not just moments. Build tables, not just meals. Keep a letter to yourself in a drawer labeled "Hard Day." Start it with, "Remember the night before it all arrived, when your courage was louder than your circumstance." End it with, "Keep going." This is the hour you walk into the banking hall of destiny without shaking. You present identification made of scars that healed well. You sign your name and it fits the page. Now breathe. Look at the life that's appearing like land from a long voyage. Feel the ground and let it feel you back. Archangel Michael says, open it. Open the message, open your hands, open your schedule for the work of joy. Open the future and let it sit beside you like an old friend finally home. Do not waste this hour comparing your lane to someone else's. Your lane has new pavement. Write the first tire marks with grace. Drive with your windows down and let the wind testify. When the congratulations flood in, let humility be your anchor and celebration your sail. Sail to quiet harbors and loud cities with the same compass. Let that compass point to service every morning. 10 million is a beginning disguised as a finish line. Cross it smiling. Then keep running, not from lack but toward legacy. This is your confirmation, not your permission. Permission already lived in your bones. Confirmation simply turned on the lights. Archangel Michael says, I will walk beside you until this becomes ordinary and then into the next extraordinary. You are not alone in this expansion. You are guided, guarded, and grown. The chapter closes with the sound of a door that will not slam. It closes gently because nothing is being taken from you. Everything is arriving exactly on time. When you look back, the signs will seem obvious and the path inevitable. But right now, all you need is your next right step. Take it with a smile meant for a dawn that already knows your name. Archangel Michael says, let the next stretch of your story be written with steady hands and a patient heart. He says the river has reached your field, but now you must design the channels. He says wisdom turns floods into harvests. You will organize your days like a craftsman preparing tools before sunrise. A calendar becomes your shield against other people's emergencies. A notebook becomes your net to catch the ideas that land like bright birds. Begin with a clean table and a clear list in your own handwriting. List the essentials that keep your life lit, fed, and peaceful. List the dreams that have waited far too long and circle 3 to start. Call the first dream foundation, because it strengthens what already works. Call the second freedom, because it buys back time you sold to survival. Call the third future, because it feeds a world you will never meet. Hire competence, not charisma. Ask for track records and let silence do the measuring. A true expert respects your questions and returns with receipts. Archangel Michael says, the first signature you need is your inner agreement. When your yes is clean, the rest of the world hears it like a bell. A clean yes dismisses hesitation disguised as advice. Set up a secure fortress around your identity and accounts. Think of it as building a lighthouse before a storm announces itself. Verification is not fear, it is respect for your assignment. There will be invitations draped in urgency and perfume. Let urgency wait in the hallway until truth arrives to escort it. Let perfume be pleasant, not persuasive. Create a giving map that reflects your story. Start with the places that helped you breathe when money couldn't. Sponsor the courage that once sponsored you. Write policies for your generosity the way companies write policies for safety. Generosity without policy becomes confusion with sparkle. Policy turns kindness into continuity. Archangel Michael says, practice the spiritual art of enough. Enough is the boundary where gratitude and responsibility shake hands. Enough lets you sleep without counting what you cannot keep. When you feel the pull to announce everything, choose to announce impact instead. Let your actions tell the better story. Silence becomes a drum when results begin to march. Build a small advisory circle with diverse strengths. One should be excellent with numbers, one with systems, one with human hearts. You will be the one who remembers the mission when decisions get loud. Keep a no list beside your to-do list. On the no list, write the commitments you will not make, no matter how shiny. This keeps your yes powerful and your path uncluttered. Your body will ask for new rhythms. Fuel it like a long-distance runner, not a sprinter with a sugar stash. Sleep becomes a vault where your clarity is stored and guarded. Archangel Michael says, you are being trusted with scale. Scale has gravity, it pulls the unanchored off course. Anchor yourself to purpose every morning before the world wakes. Schedule regular audits the way sailors check the sky. Numbers tell stories, learn to read their weather. If storms gather, you will adjust sails before waves become walls. Design your workspace to invite concentration. Clear surfaces, labeled folders, quiet light. Let the room teach your mind to arrive and stay. Remember to celebrate without purchasing proof. Proof is the glow of a life aligned, not the receipt for a trophy. Let experiences polish your memory, not objects polish your shelf. Begin building assets that earn while you sleep and respect your ethics while you wake. This is not a rush, it is a sequence. Sequence beats speed when you are constructing something that must last. Archangel Michael says, keep humor at the table. Laughter loosens the knots that pressure tries to tie. Joy is competence in soft clothing. Choose mentors who have already survived the outcomes you are aiming at. Ask them what they would repeat and what they would retire. A single honest sentence can save 10 costly months. Document your processes as if you will teach them next week. Teaching reveals where steps are missing and where trust is assumed. Replace assumptions with clarity before you scale. Build a community fund with a transparent dashboard. Let neighbors watch their hope turn into visible improvements. Transparency builds bridges faster than billboards. Archangel Michael says, wealth is a tool, not a title. Tools belong in hands that build. Titles belong to moments, let them pass without tying you down. Protect your quiet hours like priceless art. Turn off what blinks and pings. Listen for the small decisions that guide the large ones. When criticism arrives dressed as concern, thank it and keep moving. Your direction is not a debate, it is a design. Designs are proven in the building, not the arguing. Make room for rest that restores, not just distraction that delays. Rest is where your courage rehydrates. You will notice your best decisions arrive from rested ground. Archangel Michael says, continue to practice generosity in small, specific ways. Small, specific kindness builds muscle for big, strategic generosity. You are training for the long kindness, not the loud moment. Point part of your resources toward learning. Take courses, hire coaches, buy books that stretch your mind without snapping it. Learning is the interest your future pays to your present. Build rituals around gratitude that require no money. Sunlight, a short walk, a handwritten note. These keep your heart ventilated and your ego uncluttered. Create a contingency drawer with plans labeled A through D. Plan A is growth, B is slowdown, C is storm, D is pause. When the wind changes, you won't panic, you'll pick a plan. Archangel Michael says, give your relationships room to adjust. Not everyone knows how to greet your expansion. Grace is the bridge that lets love catch up. Host dinners that turn strangers into collaborators. Invite people who don't think alike but care alike. Great tables create brave futures. Set a rhythm for reviewing your commitments every quarter. Some opportunities expire on purpose to protect your focus. Release them with thanks and return their energy to your mission. Create art with your life that money alone could never buy. Write, compose, plant, mentor. Impact is the portrait, wealth is only the frame. Archangel Michael says, prosperity without perspective is a hallway without doors. Perspective installs handles where walls used to be. You will open rooms others thought were decorative panels. When you travel, travel with intention. Meet one person who changes how you see a problem. Leave one place better in a way that cannot be undone by time. Equip your family with financial literacy that outlives your presence. Turn how much into how to. Teach process, not just passwords. Archangel Michael says, continue sowing in multiple fields, time, talent, treasure, testimony. Each field yields on its own season. Together they braid a rope strong enough to pull others up. Keep an eye on the long arc of what you're building. Ask whether your choices will still make sense in 10 years. If yes, proceed. If not, refine until the answer is clean. Design feedback loops that cannot flatter you into blindness. Invite truth from people who love you more than your image. Make it safe for them to tell you when the emperor needs a sweater. Archangel Michael says, remain reachable. Influence that cannot be reached becomes architecture without doors. Add doors. Invest in resilience at the community level, skills training, health, and local enterprise. This multiplies your impact beyond donations. It creates weatherproof hope. Build a library of your journey, audio, notes, lessons, templates. One day, someone will begin where you once broke. Your archive will turn their breaking point into a beginning point. Archangel Michael says, keep your hands open. Open hands release what isn't yours and receive what is. Open hands build faster than clenched fists. Let your wardrobe match your mission, comfortable, confident, unpretentious. Clothes are tools to move through days, not costumes for applause. Dress for the work of building, not the theater of proving. Schedule unglamorous maintenance days for everything you manage. Uncelebrated diligence prevents celebrated disasters. This is how you keep success quiet enough to last. Archangel Michael says, remember the person you promised to become when life felt small. Keep those promises now that life feels large. Promises kept are the true signature on your miracle. Choose mentors for your giving the way you choose mentors for your earning. Philanthropy has best practices too. Let evidence shape your compassion. Practice exiting rooms graciously when they no longer align. No drama, no speeches, just a kind bow and a firm step. Leaving well is a leadership skill. Archangel Michael says, continue to be the friend who shows up without fanfare. Fanfare is for moments, friendship is for seasons. Show up is the most beautiful verb. Keep a horizon list, projects that are too big for now but too true to forget. Visit the list monthly and move one idea an inch forward. Inches become miles for those who persist. When fear whispers about losing it all, answer with systems. Systems are courage written down. They keep you steady when feelings turn weather. Archangel Michael says, learn the language of legacy. Legacy is not what you leave behind, but who you leave prepared. Let your life certify others in courage. Take time to enjoy this without apologizing. Joy is not a crime scene, stop searching it for reasons. Live inside it long enough to remember how it feels.